Cooper, right?
What?
The Cooper and Anthony Show.
Why?
Did you bring a sweater with balls too, Cooper? She's not listening, so we can
Not
say
listening
what.
to us.
What'd you say?
I said, did you bring sweaters with balls too?
Oh, you got sweaters with balls? Oh my God, sweaters with balls.
Yeah, look at my ball sweater. Look at my ball sweater. I know. I knew. Anthony knew you would love it.
I said Cooper's going to love that.
Because he was like, what is that? I was like, it's a ball sweater.
Wait, are you ready for this? I'm wearing a penis necklace.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth. I want a penis necklace.
So you have...
So do
You
I.
have balls.
Why not?
See, here's women in 2024. You got balls. I got a penis.
I got balls. You got a penis. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm here for that. I want that penis necklace. I'm very here for this.
And I don't have either. So
No.
and that is the very definition of 2024, my friend.
Exactly. So here's what, I'm not even introing you. I'm just so excited that you're here. Okay, so my parents decided that what are they paying for a storage unit for? They're paying all this money for stuff that is barely worth the, whatever it is, the $20,000 a year they're spending. So they gave me a box of stuff. And what do I find? I found this Daily News. I found lots of Daily Newses, by the way. I found this Daily News. And the year is 2006.
Oh my God.
Yeah, November.
Stop it.
November. I don't have my glasses. I'm gonna say 9th. What was? Doesn't really matter. November something.
No. Yeah.
2006.
2006.
And here's my favorite part. My favorite part is here's the Joe Piazza article in there about Kevin Federline. And who do you quote?
You.
Me and Anthony, because we had him on the show.
Yes, you did. I remember this. I remember this.
We had him on the show, and he was talking shit about Britney and his kids and stuff like that. But you included us, and then there was a thing before about somebody else wrote it about Britney, and they included a quote in there too. But the more important thing is that you and me in 2006, like we were already
nearly
there.
20 years ago, my friend. Nearly 20 years ago.
Well, we were teenagers then.
Where's
we were
K-Fed
children.
now? What is he doing
How
now?
How many kids does K-Fed have now? Was the question.
How many does he have with the new wife?
He had 2 with the Britney, right?
Right, we know that.
Okay.
Preston and not Preston.
Preston and the other one.
Preston and the other one.
And what does a Kevin Federline do now for a job?
Actually, he has a daughter. He's got 2 children with the new wife, so he's got 4 kids altogether.
Okay.
All right, that's not that many kids. That's like only like a third of the kids that Alec Baldwin has.
That's true. Right. If you look at it like that, that's true. What does he do for money? He's living off of the money that he got from Britney.
Is he still
of course.
getting palimony?
I'll bet he is, because I think he has most custody of those kids.
That's why he has the child support money, because the kids until
But
they
they're
turn
36
18.
now.
No, they're still young. They're still children. Can I just say that it took me today to realize, because as I was looking at your book, I was thinking like you just spent time in Sicily.
Yeah.
And
got back.
the Sicilian inheritance we're talking about, which is, let me just say right now. So Joe Piazza, not only are you a best-selling author, podcast creator, award-winning journalist, by George, you've done it again. Your new book is already a huge success. It's the editor's pick on Amazon. It was in Page 6, People, the Daily Mail, Forbes, the New York Times. Every time I turn around, somebody else is writing about it. You went from, I have a new book out, to like superstar in such a short period of time. Is it so? How does that happen? Is it that your fans were waiting for this next book? Is that really what's happened now?
I'm going to tell you the truth, and I haven't told anyone this yet. I think it's because I'm a Sicilian witch. I really, I cast a spell on this book. Honestly, Sicilian Inheritance is the best book I've ever written. It's loosely based on like a very real story in my family, and a story that my dad had always wanted to learn more about, and a book he wanted to write, but he passed 7 years ago. And I just think I was meant to write this book at this moment. And it's resonating with people. In the past, it's been in the world for 2 weeks now, 2 weeks tomorrow. And I'm getting hundreds of letters. I mean, by letters, I mean DMs, because those are letters
Right,
these days. Hundreds of DMs a day from people telling me that they read it in one night, that they just couldn't put it down, that they loved it. And I love it so much. And I feel like this story really wanted to be told. And it's great.
It's the most personal one you've written so far.
It's the most personal one I've written so far, but it's also, it's the most fun one that I've written so far. And I started writing this. I've been thinking about it for a long time, but I started writing it during the pandemic when I think we were just desperate for fun. I was stuck in my house with my husband and 2 small children. And all I wanted to do was go to Sicily and eat delicious food and drink delicious wine and maybe have sex in a beach cave.
Sure.
And so I wrote those things. I was like, here's all the food. Here's all the wine. Here is all the sex in the beach cave. And I just wanted to write an adventure. And so this book it's fun. It's delicious. It is an escape, which I think is the perfect summer read right now, because the world is weird and crazy and very dark, like generally in the news. And so this just like lets us escape and lets us have fun again. But because it's me and I can't help myself, it has the right dose of bold, ambitious women taking on the patriarchy. So it's not one of those books that makes you feel much dumber for having read it, because there's a lot of those out there. There's a lot of those out there. I never name names, but there are a lot of dumbed down books out there. So I mean, this is going to
Cooper wrote 6 of them.
I wrote like 6 of them.
Shut your mouth.
You can name names. You can say me. I'm right here. I know who you're talking about.
You shut your mouth, Anthony. I have gloriously reviewed every single one of Cooper Morris's books. And if she cleaned out that storage unit further, she would find my reviews in the New York Daily News.
That's right. I did. Well, you know what? I have a whole stack of them, so we can go through them. Oh my God,
can we go through them? I'd like to go through them and just find out how many times did the editors of the New York Daily News put Joe Piazza in a bikini in 2006? Because it wasn't once, it wasn't twice, it was 7 times. Okay.
Really?
I'm going to go back and count. Yeah.
Anytime young women complain to me about a toxic workplace these days, I'm like, let me tell you how many times I got put on an assignment in a bikini.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's mind-blowing if you think. I mean, through a 2024 lens, you kind of feel like, how did that happen once, let alone 7 times?
7 times. They're like, who's going to try out to be a Jets cheerleader? Piazza. Who's going to be the boxing ring girl? Piazza. Right. Who's going to sneak into Eli Manning's wedding in Cabo? Piazza.
The minute this interview's over, I am Googling that. So I'm just letting you know.
Anthony, I'm so here for you too, because I Google, who's going to dress up like Sienna Miller did, only wearing underpants and fishnet tights and walk down 10th Avenue is the best one. That you should Google.
That is that good one.
That was the cover of the newspaper. But that picture was so good.
Googling that. Googling that.
Please, but again, please do. Now that I'm a 43-year-old woman with 3 children, I'm like, I was so hot. I want everyone to look up these pictures and ogle me.
You still are. You're still a sex symbol.
Thank you. I do feel like a sex symbol.
Yeah,
it's just
I think more now.
Sex symbol with like, because I think I'm more confident now is the thing. And see, now you're like getting a glimpse into my real life, because I've got a screaming 4-year-old about to join us. This is my life now. Party girl Piazza goes from trying out to be a Jets cheerleader to screaming 4-year-old at bedtime. Well, the crazy thing is, so I did do research for this book in Sicily. Like once we were allowed to travel again, I went to Sicily. Mm-hmm. And I took my entire family there. 3 kids under the age of 6.
Oh my! I don't like taking them to the Walmart. And you're going to take them to Sicily? What is wrong with you?
I took them to Sicily.
Can you put them underneath the airline with the dogs? Can you check them? Can I check my child?
Can I check my baby, please? I've tried. The airlines don't.
They charge you too much. They charge you extra.
It's very expensive.
Yeah, by the weight.
But I will say, my kids are those kids that like they'll lay on the floor, like the floor well, like underneath the seats, and they're super happy. They're super happy down there.
So you could store them under, like, as long as you could store them under the seat in front of you.
I get yelled at for putting my bag there, but no, your 3-year-old can lay there.
She just lays there. Yeah. They're like, excuse me, Anthony, please put your backpack under, all the way under. And my kid is like naked. Just
Well, it's genetic. You were in a bikini, your kid's naked.
We all take off our clothes. All the Piazza Asters.
So what was the best thing about Sicily with children? I got to know that.
Well, here's how I explain it to people. Being home with children sucks. So it's going to suck anywhere. It might as well suck in Sicily. Like, so it might as well be, and I love them, whatever. It might as well be hard somewhere beautiful with delicious food and delicious wine.
Right.
But it does take 17 days to get there. That's the problem.
It takes about 2 days to get there. The flying part is not ideal, but I had to go because the book was written at this point, but I had to do 2 things. One, I really wanted the food to be perfect. So for every single meal that I describe in the book, I went back and ate it again and then rewrote the entire scene.
Wow.
I was like, I will nail this. And then I finished the book. Like I said, it's loosely based on the real life murder of my great-great-grandmother. But I just wanted to make it up, right? Like, we're Italian American. We love making stuff up. And I wanted to use my imagination to imagine what could have happened. But then, because I'm a psycho content creator, once that was over, I decided, well, now I have to solve the murder in real life. And I have also created a true crime podcast, also called The Sicilian Inheritance, where I solve the murder.
I listened to it. I thought it was very good. I thought the book is very good, but I think as an accompanying thing and also as it's separate, they both live in their own space, but together they work. And it's such an interesting, because, as you're reading the book, you're thinking, if I didn't know you, like, so much of this really feels true. I mean, everyone is interested in their ancestry right now. Everyone's doing 23andMe. They want to know, what do I have? Who am I related to? Is somebody famous? Like, everybody wants to know that right now. So the timing for the book is perfect. But then the podcast is a really deep dive and a very honest. I don't know. It's just as relatable. I thought it was very interesting, and I thought I loved your relatives who were like, I don't know, it's something we used to talk about back in the day. Like, I love how
I know,
just so real and.
I mean,
Italian.
their voices, they're so Italian. They're also like so Northeastern PA.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, my whole family's been passing down this story since as long as I can remember, but it's always different. The men always think that Lorenza was killed by the mafia. The women always think she was killed because she was a witch. And no one knows what really happened. So I went back and I'm essentially proving all of them wrong. Like, I'm just like finding all of this evidence. Like, there's twists and turns. And if you've listened so far, you know that there's a big bombshell in
I don't want to give anything away because I want people to listen to it, because it's real. It's so well done. And I like every little aspect of it. The fact that you interview your own family and you have, audio from your dad, right, on the phone, voice message. Or, was that a voice message, or what was that?
Voice message.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. So it's really, you really do a good job of painting the picture and telling the whole story. And then you're right, there are twists and turns, and it's very unpredictable. So I would recommend that people read the book and listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I think you can do both at the same time because, I mean, there's no spoilers. If you just want to live in this crazy world of Sicily, and that was my, like, the first thing I really wanted to do. I'm like, Sicily is a weird place. It is not Europe. It is something totally different. And that's why I love it, because it's beautiful and also damaged. And the food is incredible and the people are so friendly, but they've also been scarred by just like years of poverty and, control by criminals and the mafia. And so it's a place unlike any other in the world that I've been. And I wanted that to come alive on the page and then in the podcast, The Sicilian Inheritance, too.
If you had to tell people to eat one thing in Sicily, what would it be?
Oh my God, why would you just eat one thing? Like, that's crazy. Like,
no, if I have to go to Sicily, I cannot not eat this thing.
No, but I just think it's cruel to be like, you're just not. I mean, I have a whole 5-course meal that I want you to eat in Sicily is what I want. I want you to sit down and order yourself a nice Sicilian Negroni. which is kind of like a regular Negroni, but stronger and sexier with blood orange juice. And then you're going to start out with an arancini, which is this fried rice ball stuffed with mozzarella and ricotta and a like wild boar ragu, like a meat sauce. And then we're going to move on to a cheese course, which has this ricotta whipped with honey and crushed pistachios, served on like a toasted bread with the local olive oil, which the olive oil is very grassy. It tastes very grassy and like earthy almost. I mean, I'm not like a wine tasting person. I think those people are kind of bullshit, but this olive oil does taste different, I gotta tell you. And then you go into 9 different plates of pasta because you can't, like the restaurant that I describe in the book is based off the restaurant in my family's hometown called Bologna. There's no menu. You just sit down and they bring you stuff and they just keep bringing it and bring it and bring it. So you get like a truffled gnocchi, a like long braised pork bucatini, a bucciate with like crushed up tomatoes and a creamy sauce, and then a squid ink risotto that has been simmering for 3 days.
Wow. That's special.
It's like Olive Garden.
Exactly. And they,
Just like Olive Garden. You know what? You go away to
Exactly like
Sicily. You
Olive
could have
Garden.
gone to Olive Garden.
You know what else, Anthony? They also have unlimited breadsticks.
Do they see? That's the thing. They got the salad and the breadsticks, and
You don't want to
you're
fill
like
up on the
family.
breadsticks. You don't want to do. That's the trick. You can't fill up on the breadsticks.
Just like the Olive Garden.
Just like
Why
the
would
Olive
you?
Garden.
Why would you go to Sicily when you could just go to the Olive Garden? I actually, you know what? Maybe we've hit on something. Okay, maybe we should make a brand partnership of the Sicilian Inheritance with the Olive Garden, where you come in and you get a book and also unlimited breadsticks.
Yeah, and salad.
Ooh.
And salad, all the salad you can eat. All of the iceberg lettuce salad that you can eat.
And all the free cheese that they grade. You can just get it for days and days. See, that's the thing. My in-laws, if I was to go to Sicily with them, they would go to Olive Garden. They would say, let's go to Cracker Barrel. No, we're in Sicily. We got to eat. No, let's go to, I feel like Cracker Barrel.
It's kind of like my parents. My mom and dad went to Sicily when I was in my early 20s. They renewed their vows there, despite the fact that they hated one another. And they packed an entire suitcase just full of cool menthol cigarettes.
Just sitting there smoking. Ciao.
And I was like, like you're in like, a place where people smoke constantly. And they're like, they don't have these. I'm like, no, they don't. No, they don't.
There's a reason why they don't have them.
There is a reason. There is a reason. A whole suitcase.
Anthony, are you Sicilian?
Yes.
You
Shut
are?
up, Anthony.
How many
You
years-
are?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Messina.
Messina.
Right outside Messina. It's St. Pedro, Nisida, something like that. My grandfather could tell you exactly. Because my grandfather, when I was growing up the whole time, he would say that he would walk home back to see the relatives during summer and then walk back. So I just thought Michigan to Sicily was walking distance.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. If you're Jesus. Totally flies. Yeah, absolutely. Have you been?
No.
Oh my God, Anthony, we've got
Cooper
a
won't let me
trip for
go.
you.
Cooper will not let me go. She won't give me a day off.
I mean, no, she's a
that
she's
means
a
he needs a
ballbuster.
vacation, and that's just not happening.
There's no time for that. There has not been time for that.
He's working.
He's very busy. He's very busy.
He actually is.
No.
Is there internet in Italy?
No, actually, no. I'm sorry.
See, then I can't go. Cooper won't let me go.
It just wouldn't work. I'm sorry, Anthony. I'm sorry to crush your dreams. You're not going to Sicily. But you know what you can do? You know what's the next best thing to going to Sicily? Read The Sicilian Inheritance, Anthony.
That's right. Read The Sicilian Inheritance.
Exactly. Well, I think that the Sicilian tourism department should now be paying me because the New York Times review actually said that she stopped reading and went and looked up plane tickets to Sicily. People want to travel to Sicily after reading this book.
Right.
Without
they
their
should-
kids.
You should at least get a free trip out of it.
I should 100% get a free trip and also maybe a parade.
So I have a question for you, only because when I went back and looked at how long you've been writing for and writing well, When did you first know you can write?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I've been writing since I was a kid. Like I would just like write stories and stories and stories. And then I stopped, when I was in high school because it didn't seem
Because of boys.
But yes. 'Cause I was
Penis
yes.
got in the way of writing.
Penis got in the way. I was just so busy with the penis. Thank God my dad's dead right now.
Otherwise, you'd be like, you got to delete that whole podcast.
Yeah, but we won't. But because also in my old age, I have no filter any longer. No, I got distracted because I thought that I should do something, that like made me a shit ton of money. I was like, oh, all right, well, I'll be a lawyer. Or my dad ended up being a lawyer, a very boring claims attorney instead of being the writer that he wanted to be. But then I started writing for the newspaper in college at Penn, mostly because it meant that as a food reviewer, I got to eat out at like nice restaurants like the Olive Garden for free. And
nice.
I know. I've always been classy, and I just got the bug. And then I started interning at the Times. I went to Columbia J School, and then I've been a writer and reporter, and now a novelist ever since.
I remember when you went into novel writing, like the transition between writing articles and I think I'm going to write a book.
Yeah.
And
I interviewed you for my first book.
I know, I remember.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, how has she not been writing books all along? Like it was such a natural progression. And then the success of every book, you've never had a non-successful. Do you worry that's coming? That at some point you're going to be
at some point there'll be a real dud. Yeah.
I thought this was great. I was buying it.
Oh, I've had books that have not sold that well. I have. All authors.
No, you haven't. Okay,
I have.
maybe
Cooper's
for
had 6
you
of
they
them.
haven't.
Yeah.
But
Cooper's had 6 that
didn't sell well.
Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, who buys books?
Your readers, that's who.
My readers right now are buying books. Actually, we're sold out right now at bookshop.org, and we're sold out of most indies right now. Amazon and Barnes & Noble seem to be the last place that you can get it until the reprint goes through. So
Wow.
That's exciting.
it is exciting,
Yeah.
but also
2 weeks in, you're having reprints already.
Yeah, no, we've got a reprint coming right now. Yeah. So, I mean, it's great. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, a dud is always on the horizon, right? Like,
Not for you. You're
Could
there.
be.
You're
Could be.
one of those people that people are waiting for your books. So is the pressure on now? Are your publishers like, okay, so what's next? Okay, 2 weeks in.
I wish.
That's awesome.
I actually wish. No, I mean, I still have to fight to sell every book. I do. It's just the reality of the publishing industry. I just sent my editor the outline and 3 chapters of my next book. And I'm waiting on pins and needles and what's going to happen? Is she going to like it? Are they going to buy it? Nothing's in publishing. Nothing is ever a sure thing.
Right.
I got the next book. So your family is from Cowpen, South Carolina. And you have to travel there and find them and take your kids and then go to Olive Garden.
And then does someone get murdered at Olive Garden? Because we really need a twist.
People get killed all the time here. It's,
Yeah.
It's South Carolina.
In South Carolina. And is Alec Baldwin there?
So that's your next book. Cowpens, South Carolina.
Cowpens, South Carolina. Okay, done. Easy peasy. I got it. We just play a name where Anthony gives me 5 words and then I write a novel about it.
It's like Mad
And you know
Libs
what?
with
And it'll
Anthony.
still be a bestseller. That's what's so
see.
scary. It'll just be a
Maybe.
bestseller automatically.
Give me an
write it down.
adjective. I don't know what an adjective is.
It's mad. It's just mad libs novels is what it is.
A noun. What is that?
What's that? How's that work? So confused.
Well, I'm very excited for you. You are one of the few people I know that the success you've had, you have earned, you deserve, you've worked hard for. You're not somebody that woke up one day and thought, I think I'll write a book. You have been writing since you were a fetus. You went to J school. You've been writing. I mean, you really
Except for that time when I got distracted by penis.
Penis.
Right, that was short period of time. Do you miss writing about and talking about celebrity, by the way?
Sometimes I do. I loved being a celebrity writer and a gossip columnist. And, I think back on it very, very fondly. I think it taught me to be a great reporter and a very nimble writer because you just you've got to keep going, right? Like you've got to keep writing. You need a story every single day. The news never ends. And I mean, it's a fascinating subject. And I think that covering celebrities when I was doing it was important, but it's even more important now because they're so influential in, just changing hearts and minds, but also in terms of money and power and like how much like brand they control these days. So I think that's really important. And I don't think they're being covered enough now, especially now that they've kind of taken on their own news media with their social media.
But I think that kind of takes the bloom off the rose a little bit. I think it was exciting, like the Oscars, for example. I watched it. It was okay. But it's like I already saw what they were wearing on their Instagram because they were trying on outfits for you and showing you what they're showing up in. So by the time they go to the red carpet, it's like, oh, yeah, I saw that on Instagram. And they've told you so much about them. I feel like they've taken the
celebrity out of it.
The celebrity out of it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
Exciting.
I feel that. It is less exciting. It's less shiny. It's less shiny and pretty. But on the other hand, they now feel like, we cover them, so we kind of think about them differently. I think that the average person has a more parasocial relationship with them. Like they feel like they're genuinely friends.
Yeah.
So they can sell them things more easily.
Yeah. They call it the zone of intimacy.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
But
we're like, you think you're tight with them because you know so much about them and they share so much, like I feel like if I met Jennifer Aniston, we'd be best friends. I mean, I know so much about her. I follow her. I know exactly what she's thinking and doing. But the truth is I don't know her and she doesn't know me. And
you better
I've heard
FaceTime
nothing
me.
nice about her.
That minute, you better FaceTime me. Hold on, I got to call somebody.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's true. But I couldn't cover celebrities now because I don't know who anyone is. Like I watch the Academy Awards and I know like anyone younger than 40, I don't really know. I couldn't tell you a single popular singer these days except for Taylor Swift.
Right. Well, you better get with it because your kids one day are going to come home and be like, I want the new, and it'll be some artist you never heard of album, and then go to that concert.
They don't know what the album is. They don't know what album
They don't know what the album is.
I guess we're like dildo baggins now.
Right, and I'm like, fine. All right, I'm a big dildo fan.
Right.
Cool. Love dildo baggins.
So is Cooper.
Cooper loves dildo baggins.
I do love dildo. It's very true.
Dildo's the best.
All right, Joe Piazza, thank you so much. I'm so excited for you. The book is The Sicilian Inheritance. Check out the podcast as well. You've got so many cool things going on. I can't wait to see what's next for you. Thank you so much for doing our show. I feel like you're a celebrity now, so we're really grateful to have you.
Oh, shut your mouth. I would talk to you every day, all day long. I want to come to your house and dig through those old Daily News and then like wallpaper the bathroom with like my face.
There's so many of that. And and here's the thing. This one's the only one that I have that's just the pages that we're in. The others, I have the entire thing. I don't know why I saved the whole paper. It's like, why do I care what the
But why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Like, I love a real paper. I love physical paper. Oh my God, I've got an angry child running in here. She's gonna kick my ass. Is what she's gonna do.
All right. Well, we're gonna go look at.
She's also probably gonna come in when you're running and screaming, okay. "Dildo, dildo!"
Thank you.
All right.
So
we need
much.
to go. We need to go look at you in a bikini. So
Yes.
Go look at me in a bikini and tell everyone to buy the Sicilian Inheritance. And if they buy it, then I'll send them more pictures of me in a bikini. I'm cool with that. That sounds
nice.
That sounds like a fair deal.
good. Fair deal. It's like OnlyFans meets literature over here. So hot.